Hey YouTube, this is Wheelchair21 and we're coming at you with another rolling review. On today's rolling review, SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Zangetsu Melon Arms. Now this rolling review is kind of ironic and with a twist. Even though I was going to review it, even though I was already getting it, and even though it would be reviewed practically within the same week or two since I got the package, I was actually getting requests from friends to do this review first because everyone's up in the air about a certain detail about this figure. But before we can even get to that, the box has a beautiful green. It just looks amazing on this side here. And it really just shows, how it's supposed to be like a melon, like a juice, when it actually activates each of the locks and the arms when going on to the rider. I like that effect that they've added to all the boxes for this Figuarts line. And it just shows some basic ways to style and articulate your figure, along with some of the accessories it comes with. Once removing Zangetsu from his package, you can obviously see he comes with the 4 pairs of additional hands, like Baron and Gaim, a closed version of his Melon Lock Seed, the actual Musou Saber, his Melonshield, and an additional handle for the shield to feature it in certain different variables and positions to which the actual style of the original handle cannot. As in when he's holding it for an offensive attack like a punch, or is having to deflect it in a certain angle or degree. Honestly, it's not that important because I usually post him in his signature pose from the opening titles. The actual figure art for Zangetsu uses the base body mold of Gaim, and for most joints and points of articulation as all of the other figure arts. Since he has pretty much a similarity to Gaim when it comes to the undersuit, you can see he has almost similar patterns for his black trimming compared to Gaim's gold trimming, along with how his leg and wrist guards are. Along with that, he has finer grooves built into his abdomen than Gaim actually does, which is a special additive, I guess, or at least it looks more hidden due to this white or cream-like coloring that the plastic has. Some are more white than others, some are more cream-coated, some are more muskier, and I think it's just a way to try to prevent it from yellowing, or it's just a way that the actual suit is on show, but we don't see it due to all the HD lighting and disorientation from the actual picture from being on set. I mean, this does go through a lot of Photoshop and a lot of camera editing from suit and to figure, explaining why it could look kind of danky, dark, and musky like it does when you look at certain areas of the suit. It actually looks a little bit more war-torn like the actual suit would look over, extended use of a couple of weeks. Overall, that's not really the part that deters me whatsoever, except when looking at the lower waist, but the upper body, the arms, are just wonderful. They have this beautiful kind of metallic shine to them. The paint is some of the best detailing, and the features of the arms, just the grooving, the way it looks, makes it actually look like the melon, the fruit that it's based on, and also looks like some wonderfully designed armor. It's probably one of the best aspects about being the fruit armor, is it has these wonderful grain-like features that build into the overall character's design, and it just looks amazing. The belt here is pretty cool. It features pretty much the uttermost accurate details of the deluxe roleplay shrunken down, which, if my lens could, you could see it actually has the shield and the inner coating of the lock, along with his faceplate being actually intact. The cool feature, like most people know already with the Gaim Figuarts, is their Son Goku driver actually swivels and moves, and it can come off easily, so please be careful about that. It may get lost, it may fall off, just like the lock seats can, because they also go into the Musou Saber, and which will have a DJ gun to go with it. And let's look at the weapons he comes with. First off, we have the basic Musou Saber, which looks practically like Gaim's. I think the only difference in the Musou Saber is this piece right here. that changes between his and Gaim's with their logos. Overall, looks nice, looks cool, connects right here to his belt. And this one's going in a little bit harder than the actual regular Gaim one, meaning I think this is mismolded. Along with a mis-sculpted or freaking factory screw-up Musou Saber holster and Musou Saber, he has his Melonshield. This wonderful baby is just beautiful. It's one of the coolest shields in freaking Kamen Rider. I mean, just the design alone, it looks quite Egyptian, honestly. Just how this design is, it really reminds me of Egypt for some reason. I think I've said that in my AC review, just how the whole crown and the top of the jewel looks. It just looks magnificent. It's kind of weird, though, that it doesn't have really a real weaponoid attack like some of the others do. Like the Daimaru is actually used in an attack, the actual banana spear, and the Ryugen's gun. This one is just pure on defensive, but he can use it as a weapon by throwing it, but he has no significant, if I recall, like squash, sparking, and Olet attack using this. But overall, looks great. The handle, like I said, is the basic handle for when he's just walking around carrying it, not when he's using it to like hit people or to defend from different types of projectiles. With having his weapons in hand, it is wonderful to have on display. It looks amazing, it looks awesome. It's quite frankly just a beautiful freaking design for an awesome freaking rider. And with that, it's time to go into evaluation time, because I am a connoisseur, a Figuarts connoisseur, a Kamen Rider connoisseur, a Transformers connoisseur, a Godzilla connoisseur, a Kaiju connoisseur, and the list goes on. And so, with this, I can say, first off, the white, even though it's not pure on 100% pearl white like we see in a lot of the photoshopped Photoshop photos or original prototype images, I doubt it was even white to begin with when they took those damn photos. It had to have been Photoshopped. The suit probably isn't 100% pearl white. It has to go through probably the lenses and how it's filmed to look as beautiful as it does for the basic white of the suit. But it clashes well and great with the green and the gold in its armor, in its shield, in its weaponry. It just goes well. It blends together great. It has that whole kind of fruit and food flair with the nice cream white, with the beautiful emerald lime green. It's just one of those great things. The overall black with the gold works well on the base suit. The gold and the green works well. They're complementary colors. Everything about this is complementary. Honestly, I don't have any hate towards this figure. I mean, some areas do look a little bit too screwed up, especially the grooves. It's a little bit too blackwashed, I think. It looks a little bit musty. It looks a little bit dirty. That's honestly the only thing I have towards this figure. Overall, it's amazing. I think it's a great display piece. I think it's great to have. It's a more accurate representation of the suit. He's a popular character by suit alone, by character alone. I mean, it's just one hell of an awesome figure in the line. It's going to be probably the most fan-wanted next to any of the basic Gaim forms. I mean, Baron isn't that great, Ryugen isn't that great, and all the other good characters or better designs are obviously going to be an exclusive because they're either energy riders or they're freaking Bravo himself. Gridon and Kurokage, they're not that well liked, but they were a hilarious duo nonetheless. Anyways, I recommend people getting it if they love Zangetsu, which it's kind of not hard not to. And you can find this figure art at CS Toys Japan, at Big Bad Toy Store, Hobbylink Japan, Hobby Search, from several other Japanese online retailers, and from middlemen like Rider Proxy. Now, I didn't say Amazon because Amazon doesn't have a listing for a single Gaim figure art related item unless it's from someone that isn't Bluefin Tamashi. Honestly, I don't care that, Amazon didn't get it right away, but that's because when it comes to recent stuff, recent riders, I just rather just get them straight up from Japan. because there's always some incentive, like maybe a pre-order bonus or something that's just complimentary as a small like gift when you get this. This one didn't come with anything, but it just ties into the whole fact that Baron and Gaim had the beautiful, beautiful background effect and the Tamashii stage. Anyways, this has been the rolling review for Kamen Rider Zangetsu Melon Arms. If you didn't like this review, or you didn't like the figure, please tell me in the comments below. Also, if you actually like this video, like it. Share it to Facebook, share it to Twitter. Show your friends, show your family if they're interested in Kamen Rider. Subscribe to me, follow me on Twitter, and check out Hirotaku.com and Raijo Nihon for all the cool content we have on Heroes of Tokusatsu, Heroes of Anime, Heroes of America, and Heroes of Around the World. And you can check out the next review coming up soon, which is Ultra Act Ginga.